I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans, America's premier home purchase lender. We've created a new way to protect you from unpredictable interest rates. Our exclusive Rate Shield approval. First, we lock your interest rate for up to 90 days. Then, if rates go up, your rate stays locked. But if rates go down, your rate drops. Either way, you win. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Rate Shield approval only valid on certain 30-year fixed-rate loans. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030. Additional conditions or exclusions may apply.
Blog Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
Hi, I'm numerologist Ed Peterson.
And I'm psychic medium and bioenergetic healer, Katrina Maria.
And it's good to talk to you, Katrina.
I know. It's so nice to hear from you again today. So we actually have an interesting show today. We're going to be talking about Scorpionic, Plutonian, number 45 kind of relationships. Very, very exciting. We're actually extending a conversation from earlier. So this is my favorite topic.
Why don't I throw out that people can join in if they'd like. They can call in at 619-789-6836. The chat room is open as well, and you can join us there. Otherwise, you can call in at 619-789-6836. But yeah, the genesis of today's episode came once again out of real life, and you were kind of asking me some questions about the kind of the numbers as they're related to kind of sex and the sex life. And I know, like, we focus on like love, relationships, partnerships, boyfriends, that kind of stuff. But obviously, part of all of that is sex and one's sex life. And so, well, here we are.
Yeah, and the 45, which is a mystery that always eludes me.
Mm-hmm.
So
kind of where that came from specifically today was today is your 45 day. And so, asking me questions about that number kind of makes all the sense in the world. And so kind of probably the best resource or like a starting point for people is they can go to sexnumerology.wordpress.com. I've got that typed up in the chat room, and I'll add it into the show notes afterwards when people go to listen to it. They can just click on that. But they can go to sexnumerology.wordpress.com. And there's kind of a concrete outline of everything that I would talk about when it comes to sex and the numbers. But when it comes to the numbers and sex, so like the ideal one would be 42, and so that's kind of the Libra experience of I love you back. It's mutual. It's a reciprocal sharing relationship between equals, and part of sharing your love is having sex with one another. And so that's kind of when it comes to just kind of a love life and partnerships, that's the number to go. And probably alternatively, if someone's looking to have an active sex life, then those numbers reverse. So instead of 42, having it 24, that would be someone that has the attitude of a Virgo. Someone that would be like, I'm saving it for marriage, I'm kind of shy, I'm bashful, maybe being prudish or puritanical, those kind of things. So you can look at it as an axis where like 24 is Virgo, like let's not, and 42 is being Pisces. So yeah, like let's make love, let's have sex, kind of thing. Let's do that.
Okay, so 24 is like the Virgin archetype, right?
Exactly, the Virgin, and happy to stay that way too.
I know a lot of Virgos that are actually, like highly sexual, though. I think Virgos get kind of a bad rap, as being Virgo the Virgin. I think they're just sneakier about it.
Yeah, as I said, there's a couple things going on there. So one, astrologically, when you look at someone's birth chart, normally there's a stellium around the sun. So, you know, if you've got a sun in Virgo, obviously, or it's pretty likely you're going to have some planets in Libra, which is a sign of relationships, and then Scorpio, obviously the sign of having sex. And so, you know, it would be pretty uncommon for someone to just be hardcore, all Virgo, like, you know, no, I'm saving it for marriage, never having sex, you know, in practice. Yeah. Obviously, most people have sex way before marriage and at a young age. So, you know, this is just kind of a tendency, you know, like it would be more bashful than others, but not like never having it, you know. That's
okay. Okay, so more subdued and conservative and vanilla is what they would call it?
No, I would say Virgo would just be more of like, they would be like embarrassed about it, kind of like, you know, get red face.
Yeah,
you know? If you said in public to Virgo, like, hey, you know, what are you doing? Let's go have sex with them, they would probably blush. You know, that would be their natural response. Doesn't mean they wouldn't like to or wouldn't engage in it, but it would just be, you know, they wouldn't have a direct approach about that. They'd be kind of like shy or bashful about it, kind of thing.
Okay, got it. That's interesting how the numbers reverse and it's completely different, you know.
Yeah.
42, which is the Libra energy, and then 24, which is a Virgo archetype energy. It's just interesting when the dominant number takes over. You know, I would say with numerology, the first number is the dominant number, so the 4, and then the 2, and then the 2, and then the 4. It's very interesting how it kind of, you know, changes the whole dynamic of it. So, and usually with the 42s, they're all about, like, love in, like, a Libra way, like a balanced way.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so with a 42, what would normally be, like, someone working in the positive versus somebody working in the negative for a 42? Because there's a duality in every number. So
yes, on one end of the 42 spectrum is the slut, is the promiscuous person, is the person that's easy, is the person that has sex with everyone. And it's not because they're bad. It's like, I love you and I love you back, and well, let's have sex. You know, so it's real straightforward. It's not like there's anything, you know, necessarily bad about that, but they would get labeled as someone that would be, you know, promiscuous or, you know, be called a slut or something like that. So that's kind of one end of the spectrum. On the other end of the spectrum would be someone that has, like, misunderstandings in relationships, but also could be so with a 42, like, the natural response to them is you'd like to be their partner. And because it's, like, so easy for them, because everyone they interact with, you know, it's like, I'm the kind of perfect partner person. Everyone interacts with them that way. So it's like, hey, I'd like to be your partner. And, well, hey, I'd like to be too, and me too, and count me in. And so rather than kind of in the neutral part of 42 would be that the issues are relationships, sharing love, and having sex kind of thing. Those are the neutral things. And then whether that's expressed as, like, you know, I met my soulmate, we were monogamous, spent our whole lives together, got married and had sex, and it had a beautiful love life kind of thing, that's possible. Okay. Also just being promiscuous and having sex with everyone is possible. And kind of the neutral issue is like, okay, if 42 comes up, tell me about this person's relationships, tell me about this person's love life, tell me about this person's sexual behaviors, or, you know, their love-making aspects kind of thing. That would be
okay.
That would be that.
Very interesting. Now, going back to the Scorpionic relationships that we were discussing, David Duchovny was actually a perfect example of someone who has, you know, he's a 45 life path, correct?
What he is, okay, this is a little bit harder on radio. It's a little easier in print, so I could type it up later on. But, okay, so his full name is David William Duchovny. And so anyone, their true character is their first initial and their second initial. So for him, it's the D in David and the W in William. And so D is the fourth letter of the alphabet. W is the 23rd letter. 2 plus 2 reduces to 5. So his true character is his first two initials, DW, and that's 45. So that's his true character. His true character is 45, which corresponds to Scorpio. I mean, that's as Scorpio as you're ever going to get. And Scorpio, of course, rules the sex life and, you know, private sex behavior kind of thing.
Okay, gotcha. And he was actually caught he actually had to go to rehab for being a sex addict. You know, I think it was a few years ago, and I'm looking at your blog right now with the 45 numbers, and it's interesting. You know, it's the sex addict, hardcore, intensity, all that. And then he also had in his chart, and we were discussing this earlier, the conjunction of Venus and Pluto, which can create like an obsessive kind of, feeling as far as love goes. Yeah, so very interesting.
So his true character is 45, and that number corresponds in the tarot to the 5 of Cups. And so you see the scary-looking guy all dressed in black with his head down, looking at some cups that have spilled over and kind of not paying attention to the cups that are still full. And so in practice, 45 rules all addictions, but especially sex addiction, because that's like the most, one of the most potent ones. And so, his David William Duchovny, his true character is 45, and true to form, he's a sex addict, or at least he was, or is recovering. And so anyone that has a little bit of insight as a numerologist would not be surprised at all to find that would be true. And so you can go a little bit deeper than that, though, with 45. When 45 comes up, it's like 42, for example, would be more of a Libra approach to sex. So it's the sharing back and forth, the equalness, the exchanging of love back and forth that is like pleasurable and worthwhile. Whereas 45, it's more of the focus is on the orgasm and the intensity of the sex act itself, and the experience of kind of merging with the other person to kind of become one with them in the moment, kind of thing. And then obviously once you get that peak experience of the orgasm, because it's like so powerful and intense, there can be, it's easy to see how someone could become addicted to that experience and to seek that out. And so for him to be a sex addict makes sense. Also, when 45 comes up, there's usually there's like exposure to the dark side of life. Like normally there's deep, dark secrets. It can be with the person that is a 45. I don't remember at the time, was it like secret? He was married to the to his co-star and then having sex with other people. Was that how it played out? I forget what his story.
He would. Well, from what I'm seeing, they had gotten married after an 8-week courtship. So it was pretty quickly that they had gotten married in 1997, and then by 2008 they were already separated. October 2008 they were already, pretty much separated. I'm not sure if they got divorced or not. It just says that they're separated. No, he was like it was a highly publicized sexual addiction. Like he was out there doing everything, basically behind her back. So it wasn't it wasn't just that he was a sex addict with her. He was having other partners besides her. Oh, he had multiple partners, Okay. And from what I see psychically, too, the fly on the wall, I mean, it was like he was, what I see psychically is he was at sex clubs, he was, had escorts, hookers, he was into all kinds of really, really strange things. And as of right now, I don't see that he's changed.
Yeah,
and it's all the same.
When 45 comes up, people usually have issues, and they're chronic, they're hardcore, they're, it's usually the kind of self-help, getting treatment, and typically that treatment not working the first time or first several times, if at all. And so you can think of Dr. Drew with his celebrity rehab, like he's got a huge body count. I mean, it's serious.
I was going to say the death rehab.
Yeah.
No, nobody comes out alive. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's kind of scary for the other person involved in that. But yeah, when 45 comes up, there's usually secrets, and it can be a two-way street where the 45 person, let's say David in this case, has his deep dark secrets. It can also be that people he's involved with are behaving secretively, or it could be that the partner has deep dark secrets, or most commonly all of that is true. And with 45 as well, there is this like obsessive compulsive nature, because that's kind of the core of addiction kind of thing. And so if you look at his chart, he's got Pluto roughly conjunct his Venus. So Pluto's at natal 5 degrees Virgo, and Venus at 27 degrees Leo, so ballpark conjunct. And so sure enough, he spends all that like time like obsessing over the partner and the object of his desire. And so he's got this sex addiction that he like secretly goes out to fulfill, and it's, you know, compulsive. He's driven to do it kind of thing against the better part of his marriage. And so yeah, that's all entailed in the number 45.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. I'm looking at his information, but you know, honestly, I'm getting a lot of psychic information as far as David Duchovny goes, which is unusual. I'm actually seeing about April that there's going to be a scandal with him again concerning the sex life and concerning a sexual scandal. And it has to do with being caught with call girls, but there's going to be other people involved. Like he's on some kind of list, you know, or some kind of call girl list.
Sure.
Huh?
Heidi Slice kind of reminiscent.
Heidi Slice reminiscent, yeah, but it's going to be a little bit more scandalous. I'm seeing it in April. It has to do possibly even with homosexuality. So I don't even know. It could be that kind of a list of people that have those tendencies and have been caught. So whatever it is in April, it's going to be big. I'm seeing maybe April 15th, 16th through the 20th, mid-April. And that's coming in very, very clearly. So, yeah, definitely. That's what's happening there.
I can take a little sidetrack. I wasn't going to do the David Duchovny show to do more about the numbers, but I can take going back to what you were saying. So, okay, so he was born August 7th, 1960. So if you take 8 plus 7 plus 1 plus 9 plus 6 plus 0, that's his life lesson is 31. It's a scandal, controversy, things get out of hand. So anytime you see a scandal come up, that's 31, and that happens to be his life lesson. Also, going back to his initials, so he's David William Duchovny. So anyone, their undoing number is their second from the last initial, so in this case W and William, and then their last initial D in Duchovny. So his potential undoing number is WD or 54, and 54 is about living a double life, having a secret life, things are not as they appear, having a cover story, talking out of both sides of your mouth. So, you know, normally when 54 comes up, there's this double life that most people aren't even aware of that he's leading. And so the whole, you know, cheating on his partner, being a sex addict, that all fits into, and for that to be continuing, just like we mentioned before, like 45, the issues are usually chronic. They're not easily, something easily changed, if at all changed. You know, a lot of times it just results in death. Yeah, so what you're saying makes, you know, just jives with the numbers.
Okay, well, I love when this happens. I love it. No, this is very interesting. Now, I think his information is interesting now that I look at it, you know. So now as far as the 45 goes too, though, with Scorpios, I know that when a Scorpio beats their addiction, there's nothing that can possibly ever get them back into it. Like when they really kick a problem, they kick it for real. And you and I both have 45 aspects. You have it in your astrology chart. I have it as my life path number. And we both live like really clean lives for the most part. And I think that when a 45 puts their mind to overcoming major things, that they're like a powerful force, almost like a Pluto, you know, aspect. When Pluto's transform, they really, really transform. So I think that a lot of that has to do with, in order for a 45 to really transform, intuitively I'm getting they literally have to drop to rock bottom and start completely over and almost like a phoenix effect. Does that make sense to you? Like,
yeah, I guess I should maybe give a little more perspective. Okay, so with 45 more broadly, if there's one word that describes them, it would be intense. And so, you know, they have the Scorpionic intensity, so they focus on things. And so, on the one hand, with Scorpio, there's no black or white. They're either making themselves stronger or they're destroying themselves. There's no in between. And so 45 can be the self-help, the empowerment, the purging, cleansing, eating a regenerative diet, being a vegetarian, being complete self-mastery, having complete control over themselves, their life, their body, everything that they do. Like one girl said to me with 45, she's like, if I could control every breath, I would, you know. So like that's kind of a one aspect of it. Exactly. And so, you know, 45.
You're a laid-back 45. I'm a laid-back 45. We're not all crazy.
yeah. But there is that element of, like, you know, you want to, you know, make your, you know, the positive urge of Scorpio is to build yourself up, to make yourself stronger, to empower yourself, to kind of rise beyond where you know, any past limitations, kind of to break through that kind of thing. And so, yeah, you know, with Scorpios, they get the bad rap because usually they kind of are the bad guys of the zodiac, but they can also be, they can take that Scorpionic energy and focus it to make themselves stronger, kind of thing.
Okay. And then we were also discussing earlier the dynamic duo of 45 and 52.
yeah. So I kind of give a little
you
more
get
perspective.
to 52. I'm the 45.
Yeah.
It's funny. Oh.
Yeah. So okay. So 24 is I'm a virgin. I'm saving for marriage. 42 is I love you. Let's have sex. 45 is like, hey, you know, I want to. You know, they're just looking for that peak experience, for that orgasm, for that just kind of being one with the person kind of thing. But it's not about like an ongoing relationship. It's just about that peak experience kind of thing. And then with 52 brings in the corresponding tarot card is Queen of Swords, and that brings in the Black Widow element. And so in practice, it's if you observe a Black Widow spider, especially the sex life of a Black Widow spider, you know, the saying that she mates and then she kills, or the femme fatale, the fatal girl, or the to die for person kind of thing. And so if you look at Nicole Kidman, she's got the N of Nicole Kidman. Her primary challenge is NK, or 52. And so she did the movie To Die For. William Hurt, so the W in William and the T in Hurt, WT52, that's how he obtains his heart's desire. And so he did the movie Body Heat. And in practice, the two numbers that are about, like, just kind of all about sex would be 45 and 52. 45 would focus on the orgasm or the peak part of the experience, and 52, the focus is more on kind of being the best sex that a person is ever going to have. So there's kind of like manipulation, power plays, kind of a little bit of darkness, the whole element of, you know, if you were a Black Widow spider, you know, all everything that you got going on, you know, kind of a badass, kind of scary, kind of enticing, kind of all that stuff going on at once. And so in practice, if someone is looking for they're looking for the best relationship, like long-term kind of thing, 42 is the ideal number. That's back and forth Libra, like sharing. But if someone's looking for the in the moment, the best sexual experience, like this is the best sex of your life, it would be the combination of 45 and 52. And so William Hurt embodies that, and it's no surprise that he did the movie Body Heat. There are other examples, but yeah, if you're looking for a combo, it would be 45, 52. And probably the two worst numbers when it comes to sex, like 24 is the worst just because you're probably not having any, and 41 is probably the single worst just because there's all kinds of issues. So there's like inequality, like A loves B, but B doesn't love A back. Instead, B loves C. You know, so Betty Sue loves Bob, but Bob loves Mary, and so Betty Sue is crushed, kind of thing. And so there's kind of like love triangles, infidelity, cheating, being a person's mistress. Then all the whole sexual dysfunctions of, erectile dysfunction, unable to be aroused, being a cold or frigid partner, needing Viagra, premature ejaculation, like all that kind of stuff is the number 41.
Well, actually that would solve the love triangle. One of them not functioning.
Well, yeah, there you go. That's part of it.
It's like a built-in solution in a way. I love this website you have though, with all the information for each number. I'm going through it also as we're speaking, and there's just so much information here. So crazy. I love it. Definitely check out sexnumerology.wordpress.com. It's listed in our chat room. It's amazing. So much great information here. Definitely.
And, of course, that's adults only, please, so 18 and above. So there you go.
Oh, yeah.
But,
yes, of course.
And one more tack on that, the 41 with 41 as well, there's that kind of there's usually an inequality between the age. So one person's a heck of a lot older than the one, and the other person's a heck of a lot younger. Or it can even go to the point of being like a menace to society where someone's a sex offender kind of thing. So, 41 is probably the least desirable number when it comes to sex and kind of relationships, but it's there.
Okay. I think I remember before, was there something with 51 also that was unusual? I think we were speaking a few years ago about
51, there's kind of usually sex life is kind of, it's one of two ways. Either the person's, like if it's a guy, let's say, the guy's a real jerk, and so he gets kind of all the women because, like, he's just completely honest to people, doesn't care, is a whole jerk, and, like, not all women, but most women, that's kind of a ticket to success. On the flip side would be some of that. What's that?
Misogynistic behavior?
No, someone that's just completely honest, like a total callous jerk, someone that's just total a-hole. You would say the guy's an a-hole, the guy's a jerk, my jerk boyfriend, my a-hole boyfriend, that kind of stuff. And usually that's exactly who's your boyfriend. It's like the person you're actually having sex with is the jerk. So that's one aspect of 51. The other aspect would be, unfortunate, would be the person that's like repressed, your typical like Jeffrey Dahmer serial killer type, where like because like or Psycho, the Norman, the mother issues, like where there's so much repression that it's just because that sexual urge is repressed, that they turn to violence instead, unfortunately. So,
I remember we were talking about that before, where that was the number of the creep, basically, like the serial killer, creepy nut jobs. Okay.
Yeah,
it doesn't necessarily mean if you have 51 doesn't mean you're insane, though.
45 is the creep, the stalker, the scary guy. The 51 is just the jerk, the a-hole, the serial killer, the cold, unfeeling bastard kind of thing. So,
Okay, got it. Interesting, very interesting. And we're coming to the end of it.
To the end of our 30 minutes. So how about you throw out your contact information? I will too, and we'll just get a little music in there.
Yes, definitely. If you're looking to get a psychic reading or bioenergetic healing, go to www.katrinamaria.com, and I'm available by appointment only, and I look forward to hearing from you.
And you can check me out at numerologybasics.com, or on the site we were talking about today. You can go to sexnumerology.wordpress.com, or you can just leave me a voicemail message at 608-721-3562, and I can get back to you from there. And I'll play a little music, and we'll see if we're back together in about 50 seconds. Sound good?
Fantastic.
So the bad news is I had a trouble clicking the music button, I guess. But the good news is I got to blow my nose, so I'm cleared out and good to go.
Okay, cool. So we're still taping now, or are we just? Yeah.
Yeah, there's up to 15 minutes of recording left for you and I if we want to, but as of now the chat room is closed and people are not able to call in. We'll have to get us on the next show.
Okay. Definitely. Yeah, I have to start putting this stuff on my blog and Facebook and all that stuff. I thought we'd at least get a few callers or somebody or Empress again.
Let's see. I think my chat room closed down, so I wasn't paying attention. But I know the callers at
no, I was in there.
But I think you've got a show coming up on the 13th still. Is that true or no?
I do. I'm actually. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna do it or not. I'm thinking about it. Trying to find guests and some kind of direction. So, yeah. I'm thinking about doing my own show for a while, and then also our show too. Just very exciting. Yeah, very interesting. But now, are there other anything else, like as far as I was dealing with astrology, and I know that one of Scorpionic tendencies, like the 45, is Pluto in the first house, and I know that there's a lot of celebrity. I know Britney Spears has that, which is why she's always like regenerating and stuff like that.
Sure.
Let me find who else has Pluto in the first house. And I know with that aspect, it's all about intensity. And
yeah, I was gonna say I would translate Pluto in the first as just a powerful person. You know, I am Pluto. I am powerful. I can transform your life. I can transform my own life for others.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Sorry, I'm pulling it up right now.
But also corresponding for you, the 45 life lesson Pluto on the first is magnetic. So, Pluto operates on that magnetic level where it's that invisible push-pull attraction kind of thing, and so it operates on that subtle, invisible, magnetic level, and so someone would say you're powerful, someone would say you're magnetic, got sexual magnetism, that kind of thing.
I'm literally magnetic, though. I mean, I'm a bioenergetic healer. I move energy through people's chakra systems, and it's almost like an electrical kind of feeling, with magnetic kind of feeling. So literally, I am magnetic.
Yeah, I mean, the human body, it's chemical, it's electrical, it's magnetic. It's got a lot of properties to it, yeah.
It is. Okay, I got some of the celebrities that actually have Pluto in the first. Leonardo DiCaprio, Britney Spears, Keanu Reeves, Kurt Cobain, Sophie Marceau, Sharon Tate, Justin Bieber, surprisingly, Katy Perry, Hillary Clinton. God, we have all the greatest sources. No. Oops, did I say that loud? George W. Bush, Meryl Streep. Yeah, these people are all magnetic for sure. Kate Winslet. Interesting. Audrey Tautou. She's so cute. The French actress.
Okay.
Very cute.
Oh.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with this list of Pluto in the first house celebrities. Very, very interesting. So, definitely. Well, Keanu Reeves, I could definitely see this aspect in. And he's September 2nd, 1964. I actually think he's going to, he's been kind of quiet lately. I think he's going to make a comeback. That's who I'm getting right now. In the next year or so, he's going to be in the news more for, good things. I don't see a lot of scandal around him at all. I see, really, really good stuff coming up for him in the next year. As far as better roles, I don't really know what he has going on right now, but I look at him and I just see a lot of positivity around him. So he's a Virgo also. So
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, interesting. I'm looking as we speak. So, yeah.
Yeah, so astrologically, the correspondence is with the number 45. You'd be looking for Pluto, especially Pluto in the first house. You'd be looking at the sign of Scorpio, and then you'd be looking at the 8th house. And kind of those would be the three main targets when someone's got the number 45 going on, that you can for sure bet that, one of those three is going on as well.
Okay. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. You know, Katy Perry's one, I'm looking at her, she's October 25th, 1984, and her sun and moon are both in Scorpio.
Oh, wow, there you go.
And she's got Pluto in the first house. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. She's got a fit. That's a hot kind of, literally.
And then also she attracts the creepy Russell Brand. So.
I was just going to say, Russell Brand is a creep. What's his number? Do you know offhand?
No, but I can look it up.
Let me find out.
I know it's interesting. So for him, with the R in Russell and the B in Brand, his primary challenge is to be like sexual harassment, to be prosecuted. So if you look at Isaiah Thomas, like the basketball player, the I in Isaiah and the T in Thomas, he famously had he was prosecuted for sexual harassment. And I could go through example after example. So I'm not aware of that side of him yet, but that's something to look forward to. And here we go. So his full name is Russell Edward Brand. So he's got E in Edward, B in Brand. So his salvation or undoing number is 52, the Queen of Swords, the Black Widow's fighter. So he's definitely in a sex.
Oh, he is a sex addict. He was like a sex and a drug addict and everything. That's it. He talks about it. Yeah, how he used to do everything high. He was a complete mess. Okay, he's June 4th, 1975. So and just based on his birthday, it would be kind of more of like being over the top or being kind of mainstream. He's got a 32 life lesson, but if you look, he's got a 26 secret number. So you take the 4 in June 4th, plus 1, plus 9, plus 7, plus 5 for 1975. So he's got a 26 secret number. And so for 26, they're the attention whore or the a-hole. So they want to be in the news. They want to be a celebrity. Look at me, pay attention to me, take photos of me. I'm popular. I'm on television. I'm on the radio, in the news, making movies, an actor, an actress. So he's got that. Yeah, now he's supposed to be the new messiah for the conspiracy theory community.
Oh, really?
He's speaking out about everything, even though he's a shill.
So being a spokesperson, being a spokesperson, or alternatively being a poster child, that's also 26 as well. Yeah. So.
Yeah, he's a new paid poster child. Not at all. He's a fraud, and you can tell he's doing everything for attention. He's just jumping on bandwagons, pretending like this is psychically what I see also, is that he'll pretty much do anything for $1 and a little bit of attention. So, yeah, when I look at him, actually I'm looking deeper, and Katy Perry is really lucky that she got away from him when she did. He's kind of a cuckoo bird. When I look at those two, psychically, he was very, very controlling with her, even though she has all that Scorpionic, energy in her and she's strong. He was really bipolar and nuts with her. When I look at their marriage,
So with bipolar. That EB or Edward Brand, his 52 salvation or undoing number. So with 52, there's criticism, backhanded compliments, teaching you a lesson, kind of like a verbal kind of bitch slap kind of thing, So there's kind of all that. And anyway, through those cutting words, they're able to be to manipulate. They're able to size up people in situations and prey upon that. So they're able to manipulate the situation to their advantage, kind of thing.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I see too. And it's I see that he was very verbally abusive with her and almost handled everything that she did. every single thing she did, he handled. But the sad part is when they actually got married, she trusted him. There was a lot of trust on her end where she completely, gave herself over to him in a way, and he's a total creep. I have, heaves, in his energy field right now. He's got the worst energy field.
And there's another number you had asked me about, we had talked about before, so 15. So if you take all the letters, all the vowels in his name, Russell Edward Brand, he's got the U is a 3, E is a 5, E is a 5, A is a 1, A is a 1. So he's got a 15 soul number. And so 15, the corresponding card is the devil. And so like you said, he'll do anything for a buck. That's like selling his ass on the street for money kind of thing. So like he's like a hedonist or kind of do it like a Alexander Crowley, a do what thou wilt kind of attitude. So.
Yeah. Well, I believe he actually studies that stuff. I believe he's into Crowley, magic kind of studies. That's probably why when I look at his energy, I'm getting such a strong reaction to it, and that completely makes sense. He thinks he's like some kind of, I'm looking here, he's got some kind of thing called Messiah Complex World Tour. That's literal. It starts October 11th. Or I don't know when it starts, but he's talking about his Messiah complex. But I'm not even getting that this is like satirical. It's literal. He thinks he's
that's another aspect of 52 is they tell the truth. They're able to, if you don't want to know, don't ask me. So it's like I'm telling you the truth. I've got this, Messiah complex. Being honest, So,
it's true. Definitely. Yeah. He's a creeper. This one. Yeah, I'm looking at pictures right now, and there's a picture of him holding a skull, which is very, Yeah, okay, I think we got him. Energetically, we've tapped into Russell Brand today. I see that he's going to carry on. When I look at him, I see he's going to carry on and be, continue to be the shill that he is. But next year, probably around October, November, he's going to have some major issues with I don't even know exactly what it is, but there's going to be an arrest, a scandalous kind of arrest, or he's going to get caught with underage girls or something. It's going to be scandalous. They're going to find out he's the next Jimmy Savile.
Ooh, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's what I see. October, November of next year, there's going to be that level of a scandal around him. So basically, he's going to be put on a pedestal and then taken off very abruptly. So, yeah.
Good for Katy Perry for not being with him.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of information that the media didn't put out about their divorce because, it was just horrific for her. When I look at their marriage, it was he controlled every single thing through his bipolar, nutty behavior. That's what I'm getting. She was always depressed. So.
So good.
Interesting. Now I want to take a shower because he's so gross.
Well, we've only got a few seconds left, so I'll leave you to that and I'll play some music for us. How's that sound?
Excellent.
All right, talk with you soon.
Bye, Ed.
Bye.
At Jared, we know devotion isn't a once-a-year occasion, and once the flowers have wilted and the chocolates have disappeared, you'll still want them to know how much you care. Dare to give a gift that lasts this Valentine's Day with our incredible selection of jewelry. From delicate rose gold to bold black diamonds, Jared has hundreds of pieces under $299 and exclusive collections you won't find anywhere else. Shop online or find a store near you at jared.com and dare to be devoted.